Rotten Tomatoes is making some big changes to its website to fight online trolls. You won't guess why they're doing it right now. Also, some big news, some updates on the Baptist sex scandal, and unrelated, Emma Thompson is taking a big stand. It's all coming up next. This is Relevant Daily.
Relevant Daily.
I had to throw that unrelated in there. Hey everybody, I'm Cameron Strang. Welcome to Relevant HQ and welcome to Relevant Daily, where we bring you what you need to know today at the intersection of faith and culture. Before we get into those stories, I want to tell you that today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all possible with Squarespace. They have award-winning templates, customizable settings, even powerful e-commerce solutions, all without a single plugin. And right now, Squarespace is offering Relevant Daily viewers a special deal. I got distracted by the person walking by too. Head over to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I've used Squarespace for years. I love it, and we're very grateful they're sponsoring Relevant Daily. Hey, you're here at our office with us. People are working, they're walking around getting snacks, so that's gonna be part of the vibe of Relevant Daily. To tell us more about those stories happening today, please welcome Senior Editor Tyler Huckabee. Welcome, Tyler.
Hey, Cameron. Hey, everybody.
So tell us what's going on with Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, so Rotten Tomatoes announced some big changes today, especially it's in regards to to Captain Marvel and the star of the movie, Brie Larson. That movie has been getting tanked ahead of time before its release by negative reviews from trolls online who are doing something that they call online in the online spaces review bombing. This started around the time of Mad Max Fury Road. It escalated a little bit with that Ghostbusters movie a few years ago and the Black Panther movie. And what it is you have these online trolls, mostly male, mostly white, who are upset because what they perceive are that there are women and people of color sort of invading these spaces that they used to consider to be their own demographic. And so when you have female Ghostbusters, when you have a black superhero like Black Panther, a woman like Captain Marvel, they get very upset about this. And in an attempt to sort of hamstring these movies' chances at success, they review bomb on Rotten Tomatoes, the goal being to sort of drive down these movies' chances of succeeding at the box office.
I thought the review bomb they did of your hairstyle today, saying it was 1997 Boy Meets World Corey, was a little harsh. It was a little harsh.
I'm just ahead of the curve today.
Okay, all right. Well, so what prompted it now? I mean, this has been happening for years, like you just said. So why is Rotten Tomatoes finally doing something about it?
Well, to understand that, you have to understand a little bit about the character Captain Marvel herself. Marvel Comics rewrote this character recently. For years and years, for decades, Captain Marvel had been a man in the comics. But around 2012, Marvel Comics created a new Captain Marvel, and this one was a woman. Lots of men still haven't gotten over this. And to add insult to injury, wow. Brie Larson has been extremely vocal about racial and gender diversity in her movies. She's even insisted on equal representation among the press people who are given access to her in her interviews. So this leads, of course, the white men to feel like she's really out to get them, and she's a misinterest. She hates men, she hates white people, and so they're trying to take out these sort of feelings of insecurity and anger on her movie. So it's led to huge groups of people review bombing her site, which is why Rotten Tomatoes made the announcement today that nobody's going to be able to give advanced reviews to movies anymore.
Can't play nice, we're going to take the toy away. Yeah. That's crazy. And every once in a while, like Christians will do something that you're like, oh man, I don't want to be, don't let me in with them. Sometimes white men do the same thing. I mean, come on guys, if you're that upset that a woman comic book character is taking your lane, I mean, you have some other things you need to probably look at in your life.
Yeah, there's a lot of anchor issues here.
What else is going on?
Well, there was some little bit of some controversy that came out from the Southern Baptist Convention again today. Over the weekend, the Southern Baptist Executive Committee Bylaws Group made some pushback to SBC President J.D. Greer's proposed reforms in response to the ongoing sexual abuse crisis that the SBC is dealing with right now. Right. J.D. Greer called for investigations into 10 different SBC churches that were named in that Houston Chronicle report that detailed these allegations. And this bylaws group said that only 3 of them that they recommend should actually be investigated. 7 of them they said did not not need any more investigation at all. And then they sort of said that they laid out their own ideas for what would warrant an investigation. And many critics feel like the new laws, this criteria that they announced, was very, very limited and very strict, and would not actually go that far towards resolving the crisis that the SBC is facing right now. Activist Rachel Denhollander tweeted that she was, quote, deeply grieved at the SBC EC response to J.D. Greer. The EC has demonstrated exact problems that led to the abuse of so many, whitewashing the crimes and cover-up, choosing largely irrelevant criteria, and investigating issues they have no training to investigate. So it appears that this crisis is not going to be going away anytime soon, because many people feel like the SBC still is just not taking it as seriously as they need to.
Wow, that's crazy. Anything else?
Last news of the day, and I thought this was a kind of a cool moment. I think that sometimes it's nice to have a story about somebody who does appear to be taking their criticism of their industry seriously. For that, we go to Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson had been cast in an upcoming movie called Luck. That movie was going to be overseen in part by John Lasseter. John Lasseter is the disgraced former Pixar head who was pushed out of Pixar because of sexual abuse allegations that were made against him, like inappropriate touching. He was kicked out of Pixar, but then he was brought on to this movie Luck. So Emma Thompson wrote a letter that was picked up by the LA Times, which she said she acknowledged that leaving the movie had a negative impact on her fellow cast members and the director, and she spoke very highly of all of them. But she said in the letter, quote, "I can only do what feels right during these difficult times of transition and collective consciousness raising. I am aware that if people who have spoken out like me did not take the sort of stand, then things are very unlikely to change at anything like the pace required to protect my daughter's generation." So Emma Thompson really putting her money where her mouth is and taking a career hit, obviously, making a lot of waves, probably making some people very unhappy, but willing to make some sacrificial changes in her own career path, hopefully in order to speed change in Hollywood.
I love one of the perks of watching Relevant Daily on video as opposed to listening to the audio podcast is you get to see little things like Clark just put a photo of Emma Thompson up while you were talking, and she was given the peace sign, like, yeah. I'm out of here. I thought that was a great choice. That was a good job.
She kind of had a fun mom vibe there, you know? Yeah. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, for that and a lot more, follow us, follow Relevant throughout the day. On Twitter, we're at Relevant. At relevantmagazine.com, we're posting the latest as it happens, including especially the ongoing developments with the Baptist sex scandal, as I now call it. So make sure to tune on, follow along there. And also on Instagram at Relevant Magazine. Hey, thanks for watching today's Relevant Daily. Make sure to, wherever you're watching this or listening, go ahead and hit subscribe and join us every weekday. Every morning, we're bringing you the latest that you need to know at the intersection of faith and culture. Thanks a lot, Tyler. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Relevant Daily.